Tanner, take it away. Closing. Let's make it happen.
All right, here we go. Hopefully some of the numbers he was spitting out there helps with the credibility right now. I did start in January, okay, so I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm not going to claim to, but what I'm going to tell you guys today are just things that I think really helped me get to that over that 40,000. We're going to get started here, kind of in a time crunch. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Nick and I. There we go. Okay. Can everybody see it? Can I get some thumbs up if you can see the find your routine on there? Awesome. Okay, so this is the first thing, and this is a conversation me and Nick have a lot of talk a lot about. It's just finding the schedule that works out for me, finding my routine, because what I found is the more consistent your schedule and routine are, the more consistent your sales are going to be. And so, I'm sure some of you saw 2 weeks ago, or yeah, 2 weeks ago, I hit K Club 10 weeks in a row of over $1,000, and that was because my routine was consistent. And lately, a little bit of traveling has interrupted that, so I've kind of actually fallen off. And some of these are that I'm going to show you are even tips and reminders for myself to get back on my routine. And so, just to give you an example, what my typical day looks like is I get up at 4:30. I get to the gym by 5 o'clock, work out from 5 to 6:30, and then I go to my other job from 7 to 3, come home, relax for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I get on my Cutco stuff, whether that's phoning, whether that's um, revamping my names list, whether that's doing my demos I have scheduled for that night. That's what a typical day looks like for me. And then I have dinner with my wife afterwards. We watch our show for the night or whatever, and then we go to bed. And so, the more consistent you can find your schedule and routine to be, the more consistent your sales are going to be. It's just going to be, it's all going to fall into place, and it's going to work for you. And hopefully, it works for you like it did for me. So that's my first tip. And these things aren't going to be hard things to do. They're simple things to implement, and that's how, simplicity can lead to a lot of success. So the next thing I got is goal sharing. So I'm sure we've all heard this many times, but goal sharing is huge. People appreciate people that are ambitious. And so when people that you're giving demos to hear that you have goals and there's things that you're working towards, they want to help you out with that, right? Um, and so with goal sharing, it's important to continue to update your goal sharing too. So if you're someone that's going for K Club, make sure you talk about that. Make sure you talk about what K Club is in the business. Hey, I'm trying to do over $1,000 10 weeks in a row. They're like, holy cow, this person is trying to be super consistent. Yeah, I want to help this person. I was always telling people that's what I was going for, and I'll show you guys my um, goal sharing right here, my slide. It can be super simple like this, and obviously it's easy to work two jobs when you're working for a little girl, right? I got Aurora Bliss Clarkson. She's on the way. She's gonna be here. Her due date's on Sunday, and it's super easy to come home and go back to work when I get home and work for her. I show that, and I also got this pinned to the clipboard right here, right? I got the ultrasound right there. I get to look at that every day, and it's super easy to continue to strive and be consistent when I get to look at that. And then I also just am working towards financial freedom, right? I don't want to have money be a stress for me, and this job has definitely helped me do that, especially this year. It's got me and my wife off my feet, and we're doing really well now. And so the other part I love about this job is I get to network and connect with people that I may have never ever talked to in my life before. I'm further down my referrals and recommendations list, talking to people I don't even never had a clue about 5 months ago. So I love that about this job, getting to meet new people. And then I want to do over $100,000 in sales this year. If I can do 2K a week, 52 weeks in the year, that's going to put me over that $100,000. And so I tell everybody I want to do $2,000 in sales this week, and I show them where I'm at. I adjust this thermometer. The thermometer is a great thing to have on there if you don't have it. And that's just literally a red box that I just move up and down right there. So. Goal sharing, super important to update. Oops, I just clicked the wrong thing. Super important to update and keep updated. So, the next thing that I am going to emphasize is have fun, bring a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and crack the jokes. Use the jokes that you've been taught, and then there's an awesome video that Alex Funk has. There's a list of 92 Cutco jokes that he presents. So if you can go watch that video of Alex Funk. I'm gonna share my personal favorite joke here, and then I'm gonna open it up to the floor. I want to hear a couple new ones. I want to hear from some new people and hear their favorite jokes. So my go-to with the spatula spreader, right? The spatula spreader. It's not only great for spreading and serving, it's also got that double durability edge to cut with, but it also makes for a great mirror in the kitchen, so you can make sure you look good while you're cooking. And if you can see right here, if there we go. If I can get that. If you can see right there, you can see the next Cutco owner. Lance, you see yourself? That's the next Cutco owner right there. See how shiny that mirror is? You see how nice it is? So that's my personal favorite joke. I wanna open it up to the floor. I want to hear some new ones. So someone who wants to give me their favorite joke. Who we got? I'm gonna have to start calling on people if nobody goes. Lance, you got one for me? Let's hear it. I think you're still muted, Lance. There we go.
Yeah, I had clicked on a weird button before I got to the mute. It was actually one my customer kind of started here. I was doing a demo for the Lawn Branch here in town. It's a bar and a restaurant. And it was kind of a funny joke, but it was borderline bad taste, but it kind of made me laugh and it lightened the mood. Was actually, I was talking about the foundations that we help out, and I had said the Alzheimer's Association. Then I don't know what happened to me, but I just like blanked out and briefly figured out what I was doing. So the customer had said something about, well, you are you're the next, or no wonder you guys help the Alzheimer's unit, referring to me like that. And I kind of laughed and just I thought it was funny, and just the fact that they weren't looking at me too bad because I blanked out and stuff. It was
Yeah. Ease the tension a little bit, right? That's what these jokes are made for. Who else has got a Cutco joke for me? Need one more before we move on.
Tanner, did you tell him about giving Abe a haircut?
What was that?
Did you tell him about giving Abe a haircut?
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, there you
I-
go.
So I don't have the super shears on me right now. They're out in the kitchen, but a lot of people, if they're some people know if you cut a penny, that's like, what is it, Derek? It's something to American currency. They'll be like, that's an offense, a federal offense to
Yeah.
American currency or something. What I say, my rebuttal to that is, I'm not cutting American currency. I'm just giving Abraham Lincoln a haircut. And so that's another joke I like to use if someone hits me with that. But all right, Grace, give us your favorite one. Come on.
Um, okay, so every single time I present the demo, I don't know what it is, if it's just my bad humor, but every time I'm like, in that double D edge, and it just makes everyone in the room laugh, and it's really like a poor taste joke, but like,
It
I think
works.
because I live in a rural area.
Hey, if it eases, gets them loosened up, gets some, rapport and the enthusiasm and energy going, that's what it's made for, right?
Yeah, I've only had demos with women, so
So it definitely works there.
yeah.
Awesome. So, um, I'll keep going here. Those were some good ones there. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was just we're all independent no, I'm not gonna say salesmen or saleswoman. I'm gonna say buyer's assistants, right? We're all independent buyer's assistants, right? So with that, you have to have discipline and accountability, okay? All of our motivation is gonna be here, right? Some days we feel like phoning, some days we don't. Some days we feel like doing the demo, some days we don't. But it's about discipline, okay? And so I want to read the definition of discipline here. The definition of discipline is a practice of training yourself to obey a standard that you set for yourself. Okay, I'm going to read that one more time. Discipline is a practice of training yourself to obey a standard that you set for yourself. Okay, so the more disciplined you can be with this job, the better off we're all going to be, right? And so having that self accountability to continue to do what you said you're going to do when you wake up that morning and say, hey, I'm going to make 20 phone calls tonight. After a long day, you still go make those 20 phone calls. And so the more disciplined you can be, the more consistent your sales are going to be too. Now, there's three things with this one that I want to talk about. You have to believe to create the energy you want. Okay. So the first one, and this actually comes from Derek, who you guys just heard talk, another assistant manager of ours, is conviction. Okay. You guys all, I don't know if everybody here has the product, but if you can get your hands on the product and use it for yourself, your conviction is going to go through the roof. But for myself, before I even had the product, when I heard of a forever guarantee, I would feel silly if I didn't buy something that has a forever warranty. Okay, the way I put it to customers is how many ice cream scoops, or actually, I tell them how many ice cream scoops me and my wife have bought. We've probably bought 4 since we've been married, right? Guess what? We just bought our last ice cream scoop that we're ever going to have to buy. It can be as simple as that. And so I would feel silly not buying something that has a forever guarantee. And so that's where my conviction started. And then I got my hands on the products and started using it, and my conviction went through the roof. And so, um, those are the two things, the conviction and getting the product yourself. And then another way I love to move on from my last demos, I use this motto called next one, best one. Okay. And so I learned this from football. I was a college quarterback for many years. And as a quarterback, you know, you're throwing the touchdowns or you're throwing the interceptions, everybody's looking at you. But I always went by this motto, next one, best one. It keeps you humble when you're scoring touchdowns, right? And it keeps you motivated if you're throwing an interception, or it keeps you going if you throw an interception. So even if you have a no sale, okay, how am I going to make this next one my best one? How is this next demo going to be my best demo yet? Right? Even if you sell an ultimate, there's still things you could have done better. It brings you back to next one, best one, this next demo. What can I implement to sell an ultimate and a flatware chest? How, like, it gives you this mindset of wanting to be a continuous learner and wanting to continue to grow. And so um, that's the energy I always have, and it also just fuels me. That next one, best one, fuels me for my next demo. And if you guys can't kind of already tell, I used to be like a super monotone person, and maybe my voice does sound monotone right now, but I am bringing energy and enthusiasm, and that's because of the conviction and that motto, next one, best one. So the last thing I got for you is remember that you get to do this job. You don't have to do this job, you get to. And so replacing the word have to with the word get to. So replacing have to with get to. Um, it's not I have to go to work. It's I get to go to work to provide for my family. It's not I have to go work out. It's I get to go work out so I can improve my health and be a better person, right? It's not um what's another good one here. Someone give me an example. I'm gonna open it up again. Someone give me an example of a phrase, not I have to, I get to. Anybody? There's one phrase I'm actually looking for.
Like it's a privilege.
Well, no, I'm just saying, give me an example of you using it in your life, Derek. What's something you don't have to do, you get to?
Well, I mean, it applies to everything with I don't have to phone, but I get to. I don't
That's
have
the
to do
one I'm
demos, but
looking
I get
for.
to.
That's the one I'm looking for. I don't have to phone. I get to phone to make more demos, to make more money, right? And if when you can start looking at it like that and change your perspective, it's going to change your life, and it's going to change your sales, and it's just going to lead to greater and better things. And so, um, that's that's like what I got for you guys. If you can implement those things, I think it's going to lead to more consistent sales, and you're going to have a lot more success. And those are the things that help me. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I don't know it all, but that's how I did um, get to where I am right now. So thank you guys for listening.
Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. Awesome stuff, Tanner. Great mindset stuff and great tips from a top rep on our team. So thank you for sharing your stuff. All right, let's toss something in the chat, you guys. What was your number one nugget you liked the most?